good? What's good? What's good? This is the advice I would give to somebody who's starting out on a journey, whether that's your spiritual journey or just your self-improvement journey. Anybody who's wanting to build and create something meaningful with their life, this advice in this video is for you. I wish I knew this at the start of my journey, because if I would have knew this would have changed everything. Or if I was taught this. Of course I learned it, through trial and error, through my process, through my journey, I learned it. But if I would have knew this off the rip, man, I'm telling you, this would have helped out a lot. So I'm hoping this helps y'all out. You feel me? Hit that like button, comment, subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this value. The biggest piece of advice I would give to anybody out there starting on their journey of anything, your creative journey, your spiritual journey, your self-improvement journey. This is the advice I'll give to you out there on the start of your journey. Block out all the noise, block out all the distractions, block out all the external noise, all the external voices, the external opinions, everybody else's beliefs that they're trying to throw onto you, everybody's programming that they're trying to throw onto you. I would block out all of that. That's step one. Step two is go within yourself. Once you start to detach from your programming. Okay, let me slow down. That's step one. I'll start with that. And what's going to happen is you're going to take a step back from your programming, and you're actually going to be able to think for yourself, because your programming is not you. This step is going to help you realize, hold on, that shit loud, I don't even know if y'all can hear me. But this step is going to help you realize that you are not your thoughts. And 9 times out of 10, your thoughts are not even your own thoughts. Like, they're thoughts that came from other people and their programming that they're trying to put on you, and it eventually became your programming. So once you finally learn that, you're finally able to take a step back, and now you can see your reality for what it is, that you can take your power back and you have full control over your programming and your own system and what you do with your life. And that leads me to step 2, which is go within yourself. Get in touch with your inner world, your inner dialogue, your inner body, your inner being. It'll all make sense when you really just sit with yourself. If you ever just sit with yourself, close your eyes and just focus internally. That's what I mean when I say go within. Close your eyes and focus your attention internally. So what do I mean? Focus on your breath. Focus on your heartbeat. Focus on your gut. Focus on this space that exists inside. And just watch the answers that come to you. After you go within, you're able to detach from the programming. And this allows your inner voice, your intuition, to shine through. You weren't able to hear your intuition and your inner voice before because you had this programming going on 24/7, and you mistaken that for your voice or your intuition. That's not your voice or your intuition. That's not your inner voice or your intuition. That is your programming, which is a distraction, which, as we learned before, your programming comes from other people, your parents, school, your teachers, your pastor at church, your family, your friends, the news, the media. That's where the music, that's where the programming comes from, and all your thoughts, that's where your thoughts come from. But when you can finally take a step back from that, take your power back, you now can focus your attention. Instead of having your attention be on those thoughts and that programming, focus your attention on your inner voice and your intuition. Now you can get closer to God, because God is going to connect to you through your intuition. And that leads us to step 3, getting closer with God so that you can create your own programming with God and your inner voice. So let me break it down this way. Once you finally take a step back from the programming, step 1. Step 2, you go within yourself, find your inner voice and build that connection. Now you have a strong connection with your inner voice, your intuition, your inner self. That's building your connection with God, because God is going to connect to you through that. So now with that connection, with this newfound experience, you can build a new system, build a new programming that you have power over, that you are intentional with, that wasn't just force fed to you, but you can create a program that actually aligns with your life and the life that you want to build and create. And that's the most powerful thing that you can do in this world, in this life, in this reality. Take your power back and connect with your inner self. But it's levels to this stuff. Some people just want to skip right to, I just want to go be a millionaire. I want to go be a successful, superstar. I want to go be an entertainer. I want to be a content creator. I want to be a streamer. Like, all that's cool and all, but do the inner work first. And not even first, do the inner work while you doing all that. Like, going within, step 2, to hear your inner voice. That's all for the purpose of self-awareness and discovering who you are internally, not just outside, not just your name and your skin color and your hair, your eyes, your certain identities and your relationships, your job title. That's all external stuff. We are trying to discover who you are internally. What are your self-beliefs? What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about this world? Getting in touch with that so that you can decide, so you can sit with that awareness and decide, does this truly align with who I am and who I'm becoming, who I want to be, who I'm creating? Or was this just forcefully fed to me and it no longer aligns? You can be from that position and make your decisions from that place. But it takes a lot of inner work. You can't just up and just be like, I'm going to decide this and decide that. I mean, you can, but it's not always going to be aligned with your inner self, your intuition, and God, because you're not taking the time to reflect and connect with that inner being. You get what I'm saying? That's why the inner work is so important. You're learning your own beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about this world? You're learning your inner dialogue. How do you speak to yourself? How do you speak about yourself? Are you always saying stuff like, I ain't shit, or like, I'm too ugly, or I'm too fat, or I'm too skinny, or I'm too black, or I'm too white? Like, stuff like that is going to derail your road to success. You feel me? That's going to hold you back. Not saying you won't make it, but it's going to hold you back. You'll make it 10 times quicker and 10 times more efficient. It's not even about quickness. You'll make it 10 times more efficient if you are just doing the inner work while you're building towards success. Ooh, that was a tongue twister. Building towards success. That's always been my focus, and that's the advice that I'll give to somebody else who's on this journey towards success. If you really just lock in on the inner work while you're doing the external work, there will get to a point in time where the external is all jacked up. You're going to get to the point in time where you ain't got no money. You're going to get to the point in time where you ain't got no followers, and you got to still post even though your followers is jacked up and your views is jacked up. There will be a point in time where your relationships fall off. There will be a point in time where you lose your car, you lose your house, all that. But if your internal work is stable, if you've been putting in the internal work, if you've been going within, you'll be able to handle it way more efficiently. And you'll actually be able to handle it and be able to get through it and still be able to lock in, versus like you striving for success, something breaks down, you quit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it usually happens, you feel me? But now I'm learning along my journey. What I'm learning along my journey is that, see, there's levels to it. Some people do only the external work, the external messes up, you quit. My situation, what I'm learning is I do the inner work first. The inner work is always going to be on point, trust me. That always comes first. I don't play about that. So when the outer work is thriving, they both thriving. But when the outer work, when the external work, the external world is all jacked up, at least I still got my internal world on point. But what I'm learning now is that even when the external world is jacked up, don't quit. Still be on my inner work, but also still be on my external work too. They go hand in hand. You feel me? It's really about balance, and that's what I'm learning. You feel me? I'm usually just always all internal, and everything will work out. But you're doing yourself a disservice, and you kind of setting yourself back, having that mindset. You feel me? So I had to learn, like, nah, it's like the Libra scales. You feel me? You got to do both at the same time: inner world and the external world. The inner work and the external work. You feel me? So you got to do both at the same time. And ultimately, that's what I'm learning. I hope this video was of value to y'all. Just to summarize real quick, the 3 steps. The advice I would give to anybody starting out on their journey towards success, towards a self-improvement, towards a better life, whatever. The advice I would give to y'all is in 3 simple steps. 1, block out the external noise and all external opinions. Number 2, go within yourself. Connect with yourself internally. Go within and just focus your attention on your inner world. That's going to take sitting in silence, doing nothing sometimes, and just sitting in silence. Maybe play a little bit of music, but really just sit there in silence and listen to your inner voice. Or get used to not listening to that other voice, or listening to the programming. Get used to deciphering the programming from your inner voice. Get used to hearing your programming being like, oh, I am not my thoughts. I am not my programming. I am the observer. I am detached from the programming. Now, you don't want to go way off the radar and detach too much to the point where you're having like identity crisis and all that. But that's like a mental health issue and some deeper, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully that ain't your case, but it's all about balance is what I'm trying to say. Step number 3 is connect with God and build your own programming in your own system from that space of being led by God, being led by your intuition versus the programming that we was all forcefully fed on a plastic spoon. God damn it. So drink some water real quick. So yeah, you feel me? Those are the 3 steps. And whatever ideas, I'm gonna say this one again because this is important for step 3. Whatever ideas, goals, plans, structures, systems that come from your experience getting closer with God, that comes with step 3. Take action immediately. Don't second guess it. Don't question it. Don't worry about nothing. Don't stress. Don't get anxious. Go. You gotta go. Because guess what? You might put it off. Here's what's happening. Subconsciously, your ego is getting involved and not letting you get this idea off because of fear, because of doubt, because of all these egotistical small ideas. But if you could detach from that and take a step back and realize, this is why the inner work is so important, because the more you do the inner work, the faster you can realize this. You could take a step back and realize, okay, if I am not my thoughts, these technically are not my ideas. You either gonna get a bunch of gotta watch my language. You either gonna get a bunch of bad ideas because you connected to the programming and you connected to this worldly physical realm and all this BS, so you're gonna get a bunch of bad ideas and you're still not your thoughts. Those ideas don't come from you. Don't take it personal and don't get attached to it, because those aren't your thoughts either. Or you're gonna get a bunch of good thoughts that's like, damn, these are really good thoughts. When you start to connect with the spiritual realm and start to connect with God and start to go within yourself, you can get a bunch of good ideas, but still don't get your ego attached. Those are not your ideas and your thoughts. They're from God. They're from the spirit realm. They're from our Creator. So with that being said, The reason why you want to go is because you sitting here getting your ego, having all this fear, doubt, whatever, like, oh, this is too much for me. When it's like, the idea was meant for you, but it's not restricted to you. It's not your idea at the end of the day. It's God's idea. God wants to manifest that idea through you, but if you sitting here playing around, best believe it'll get manifested through somebody else. You feel me? So that's why you gotta go. Because once you lose that, you lose purpose. You damn near lose your purpose. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to do that. I mean, God ain't gonna just leave you out stranded. Like, eventually you keep connected with God. He gonna find more ideas for you and tap in that way. But you want the one that's really, really meant for you, and you want to go get that, and you want to be all about that, and you want to stand on that 10 toes, and you want that to be what you're known for. You get what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I hope this video was of value to everybody who tuned in. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, each and every one of y'all. And we gonna keep going, you feel me? I'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.